What's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about how to avoid getting scammed or just how to avoid getting involved with people who don't give a crap about you in general. Okay? So there's one little thing that most scammers or people who are trying to sell you shit are gonna do that you can learn to identify, and then anytime you get that feeling, you can just be like, oh, that means I got a GTFO, okay? So, essentially, what you want to be able to do is tell when somebody is attempting to establish urgency, okay? This is going to be a tactic that a lot of salespeople and scammers use. And I don't think all salespeople are bad, but there are most salespeople who actively try to convince you that you need something that you don't actually need that isn't going to help you really at all. And I consider that a scam. I mean, technically, if you're going to buy something and not do research and then not use it or whatever, then, a little bit of that's on you. But really, a lot of it is scammy, okay? Maybe saying a scam isn't so great because, you just bought a dishwasher that was way too fancy. And really, you just needed some soap for your sink. But, it is what it is. So, when it comes to establishing urgency, let me explain a little bit more what this actually means. So, establishing urgency is when there's a whole bunch of different ways that people go about doing it. But essentially, it's when you are pressured to act sooner. They could tell you that the deal's going to go away, or that you really need to do this to fix your problems, or that there's so many people interested in this that it's just not going to be viable anymore soon, and so you need to act now. Essentially, you need to get used to being able to tell when somebody is pressuring you to do something quickly, right? And if you have any doubt whatsoever in any way, all you got to do is be patient. Literally, just take a step back, say nothing, and wait. You can wait people out. These people are really, really impatient, and they got to get results really quick. So typically, if you want to test somebody, you can literally just be like, hit me up next week. That kind of thing. Just add more time to it. Because if they don't have your best interests at heart, and honestly, if they're not you, a family member, or somebody you love, then they don't have your best interests at heart, then they're probably just going to move on to somebody else, right? So you need to develop your ability to tell when somebody is pushing you to make a decision quickly, okay? And the reason that they do this is because feeling like you're going to miss out on an opportunity is a psychological tactic to get you to make a decision that you wouldn't normally make because you don't actually need what they're trying to offer you. So they need to add some psychology to get you to think that you do actually need it in the moment, right? So this is something that if you can learn to tell when people are trying to establish urgency, then you can really, really, really just avoid a lot of problems, right? And this is something that I find myself in a position in regularly because I run a public YouTube channel. Anybody can email me, right? So I really regularly get things that are like, yo, you gotta act now. We got this big business opportunity. We're gonna make you so much money. And it's just like, I don't even give a fuck. Because it literally, I know from experience and from what I want out of my life, that's not a good opportunity for me. That's an opportunity for somebody else to use me somehow and make some money. And maybe I'll earn a little bit of money, but it's probably going to sacrifice something I care about, like my authenticity to my audience or something like that, right? So what I really want you guys to get out of this is to just think when you're interacting with people, anytime you feel a bit uncertain or weird, think about how the person is interacting with you and look for triggers. Try and figure out, all right, are they pressuring me to make a decision now? Whether it's through their tone of voice, are they like, come on, man, you got to pick. Like, are they trying to, use some psychological tricks here to get me to think that this is urgent when it's not? Right? And again, there's tons of different ways people do this. Sometimes they're like, oh, there's this sale, but it's going to end. Other times people are like, yo, there's so many people trying to get into this thing. I only got a limited number of slots available. It's all bullshit. And if the better that you can get at kind of telling when it's bullshit, then you're gonna have better experiences with people. And you should assume if a person isn't somebody that you care about, they're not family, they're not someone you love, they don't have your best interests at heart. They don't even care at all. That's just the reality of most people. I don't think people are inherently evil in any way. But most people don't know you. And they don't really want to know you. And most of them, if they're interacting with you, there's some kind of other incentive, right? And I'm not saying this is always true. There absolutely are some good people out there who really do care. I've been in situations where I'm trying to help somebody and they don't trust me. And I understand. That's fine. But at the same time, you're better off being less trusting, probably. The problem is you need to make sure that you do have the ability to actually trust somebody when you feel like they've shown you something different. Like when you feel safe with them and you trust them, and you're going to get betrayed sometimes. That's just how it is. But don't let yourself be a person who doesn't trust anybody, even the people that they love, because that's a really shitty way to live, right? You really want to make sure that when it comes to strangers and stuff, if they're trying to get you to act now, immediately, just be really hesitant about that, okay? And this is also, honestly, kind of true with advice from other people, or unsolicited advice, right? I'll give you guys an example with my YouTube channel. There are hundreds of things that I could be doing to make my YouTube channel grow much, much, much faster. To get it into, tens and tens of thousands more subscribers, maybe even 100,000 subscribers in a year or so. There are tons of things that could be done to accelerate the growth of my YouTube channel, right? However, from my perspective, I literally have the life that I dreamed of. I only have to work 30 minutes a day. I have enough income to pay my bills and be good to people. So why should I rush to get some arbitrary growth number to make people think that I'm growing fast, to make people think that I'm the best or whatever, when I already have everything that I need? I want to focus on the things that make me happy, the things that bring me joy, and the things that improve the lives of the people that I love, right? So there's a lot of people who reach out and they're like, oh, you got to do this SEO stuff, you got to do this, yada, yada. But I've only been doing YouTube for a bit more than a year. There's going to be a point where I've been doing it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that kind of thing, right? There's no reason for me to rush into growing the YouTube channel. It's not going to die. It's not going to just stop. Obviously, an example of this is that I post videos like this and lots of different content. If I were to just focus on dropshipping content, for example, then my channel would grow way faster. And people regularly reach out to me and are like, why aren't you doing this? Blah, 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 you don't get it. And it's I don't do YouTube to make money. I love that YouTube brings me money, but I use YouTube because it makes me feel happy and it connects me with other individuals and it makes me feel like I'm doing something with my life. These are the things that matter to me. Money's just a thing that happens. And if you obsess about money, you're always going to be controlled by it. If you let money just be something that's there, that you're not obsessing about, and you focus on people and your own personal growth and development, you can get yourself to a point where money really, not only does it not matter a whole lot to you, but you also have loads of it. And any time that something goes wrong, projects to work on that can earn you enough money to resolve whatever problem comes up, right? That's the ideal position you want to be in. You don't want to be in a position where money is everything to you, because then ultimately you can never have enough. You're always going to be fixed on okay, I earned $1,000 this month. Now I want to earn $3,000 a month. Okay, now I'm at $3,000. Now I want to earn $10,000. Guys, numbers are fucking infinite. So that number will just keep going up. And you're never going to, yeah, that's great, you can get a bunch of money. But the reality is that, people who earn a lot of money also just start spending way, way, way more money. You spend money in proportion to how much you're earning almost always. Unless you have very, very diligent saving habits, then in general, you will spend money proportionally to how much you earn. So just be careful, okay? And I got a little bit sidetracked here. The point of this is to be careful when anybody, whether they're trying to sell you something or give you advice or tell you what to do with your life, like anytime anybody's trying to get you to think that you gotta act now, that it's urgent, that you don't have much time, that the opportunity is gonna go away, be careful. Because the reality with opportunity, it's around us almost constantly. You can think that, oh yeah, there's gonna be this one chance that I get, this one shot that I'm gonna get, and I gotta take it, I gotta make it, you know? The reality is that's just like a game that people play. They dangle perceived opportunity in front of other people and try and convince them, again, that this is the only chance you're gonna get. And guess what? It's not. If any opportunity comes to you, yeah, there are some bigger opportunities than others, but typically you can play your cards right and get opportunity to keep presenting it to you over and over and over and over and over and over again. Don't let anyone tell you that, you know, you only get one shot, because you don't. You really get as many shots as you're willing to take. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.